Demoknight is a subclass for Demo Man, and is actually quite a potent killer of enemy gaming assassins. Demoknight has evolved into several different forms, but the two most prominent forms are pure Demoknight and the Hybrid Knight. The main distinction between the two is that Hybrid Knight uses the grenade launcher along with a shield, and full Demoknight uses the booters or bootlegger along with a shield. I'm going to go over both of these, and some general pointers and stats. First up, pure Demoknight. The staple of pure Demoknight is the booters, which give an extra 25 health, better turning control, and more movement speed with a shield. The next item on the list is the 3 shields, the charge and charge, which has the most resistances, but least benefits for Demoknight, the splendid scream, which has the best benefits for Demoknight like an increase in charge rate, and also bash damage, which increases with how many heads you have taken using the Islander, as well as middling resistances, and the Tide Turner, which isn't a proper shield per se. More as it is a mobility tool. You can use the Tide Turner to trim off of basically any angled surface in the game, but it has the weakest resistances of the 3 shields. Your melee options are the Islander, which gives you an extra 15 health per kill with the Islander as well as bonus movement speed every head to a maximum of 4 heads, and you can become faster than the scout with 4 heads, a shield, and the booties. The longsword options also have some of the longest ranges in the game, with the only thing outranging it being the clansman's riding crop. The Persian Persuader fits perfectly fine with Demoknight, since it gives you 20% charge per hit, but otherwise the Claymore Digger does a superior job at restoring charge, especially with the Tide Turner. Speaking of the Claymore Dingus, the Claymore increases your charge time by half a second, which is a noticeable difference, and it pairs well with the Tide Turner, because you can ping pong between enemies, and also trim longer. The half Zatoichi is fine for keeping you alive, even though it doesn't crit anymore. As for Hybrid Knight, their primary option is either the grenade launcher or iron bomber, and the difference between the two is minimal, so it's basically up to personal preference on how their pills function. As for the shield option, they have 2 choices, either the charge and charge for the resistances, or the Tide Turner for mobility. Personally, I use the charge and charge, because the damage resistance is very valuable for someone who is using explosives a lot more, but the Tide Turner is good if you just want some extra mobility for having to give up your sticky bomb launcher. As for your melee choices, Hybrid Knights have the choice of using the Islander, but they suffer the minus 25 health penalty, and thus can be quickscope headshotted or full charge bodyshotted by snipers with 0 heads, so keep this in mind if you pick the Islander. The next choice is the Scotsman Skull Cutter, which actually provides some penalties to running full time as a Demoknight, making this one more or less a better version of stock that fits Hybrid Knight better than it does pure Demoknight. Your third choice is the Clader Bongo in the Congo, which pairs fine with the Tide Turner since, again, you can ping pong at the cost of some damage vulnerability, and get some extra charge time for more trips. Combined with the Tide Turner, a single melee kill with both equipped will fully restore your charge, regardless of if it was during the charge or not. The half Zatoichi and Persian Persuader are both poor choices, since the former makes you commit to getting the kill, or suffer a health penalty, and the latter reduces your grenade launcher ammo heavily. As for tactics, you should avoid the following things: enemy server-side aimbats, enemy fast Russians, snipers if you are an Islander Hybrid Knight with 0 heads, pyros who watch too much Rick and Morty, and scouts. All of these are counters to you in some way, shape, or form, some of them soft, some of them hard. Try and get the drop on these if you can, but be prepared for death most of the time. You should also learn how to circle strafe, especially if you plan on playing with the Islander, since you will need to outmaneuver your enemies, and walking straight at them is a ticket to the respawn room. Also, before you even start Demoknighting, you need to pray to the respective gods or patron saints, specifically Solar Light, patron saint of the Hybrid Knight, Islander, patron saint of pure Demoknights, and Raja, the god of good trimping. Failure to do any of this means you get your Demoknight or Hybrid Knight license revoked, and you will be a bad Demoknight. This is the correct way to play Demoknight. Now go out there and pretend you're Jack Churchill in the Second World War.